Welcome to the Baboom Baboom podcast, your go-to source for expert tips on car stereo installation, vehicle wiring, and all things wiring related. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, we've got the advice to help you power up your ride. Get ready to crank up the volume on your knowledge and make your next wiring project a success.
All right, so we're gonna take a deep dive into the world of competitive car audio. You sent over some info about this, and honestly, I'm already kind of geeking out a bit.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought it was just about like loud bass, but it turns out there's a whole art and science to this whole thing. Did you know that there are actually two main types of competitions?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
There's a lot more specialization than you might think with these car audio competitions.
Okay.
You've got the sound pressure level, or SPL,
Okay.
where it's just all about hitting those crazy high decibel readings.
Yeah.
Basically, how loud can you go?
Gotcha.
And then there's sound quality, or
Yeah.
SQ,
Yeah.
which is all about creating the most accurate and pristine audio experience possible.
So on one side, you've got like the systems that can practically rattle your teeth loose. And on the other, you've got setups that can recreate the music with like incredible detail and clarity.
Exactly.
It's like choosing between a rock concert and a private listening session with a world-class sound system. I don't know, kind of a cool analogy.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Now, before we get too deep into the weeds here,
Right.
let's talk about the essential components that make up a competitive car audio system.
Okay.
We've got the head unit, amplifiers, speakers, subwoofers.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, even wiring and sound deadening play like a crucial role here.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
I didn't even think about that.
It's fascinating how each component really contributes to the overall sound in its own way. Not just about having like the top of the line gear.
Yeah.
It's about understanding how these components all work together to achieve a specific goal.
Okay.
Whether it's that ear-splitting SPL
Right.
or that audiophile level SEQ.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
Let's break down each component, starting with the head unit. The source material mentions something called high-voltage pre-outs. What's the deal with those?
Okay, so think of your head unit as the control center of your audio system.
Okay.
It's sending signals to the amplifiers, which then power your speakers.
Gotcha.
And high voltage pre-outs, they send a much stronger signal, which means that your amps have to work less, resulting in less distortion and a much cleaner sound, especially at high volumes, which is, a must-have for competition.
Okay, so it's like giving your amps a clear, powerful instruction
Right?
instead of a weak whisper. It's like, do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about amplifiers. I know they make things loud, but what else should we know about them, especially in the context of competition?
Amplifiers are super important because you can imagine you're really pushing your system hard in a competition.
Yeah.
If your amp is sending more power than your speakers can handle, you're going to blow them.
Oh, for sure.
And that's a quick ticket to a disappointing score and a hefty repair bill.
Yeah, no one wants that.
So that's where RMS matching comes in.
Okay.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your system's powerful, but also safe at the same time.
So matching the amp's power output to your speaker's capability is key.
Absolutely.
Got it. And speaking of speakers, the source material talks about speaker sensitivity. Can you explain what that means and why it matters?
Sure. Speaker sensitivity is basically how efficiently a speaker converts power into sound.
Interesting.
So a higher sensitivity rating means you're going to get more volume from the same amount of power.
Huh.
So if you're going for SPL, where loudness reigns supreme,
Yeah.
having high sensitivity speakers can give you a serious edge.
So it's not just about cranking the power, it's about having speakers that can really belt it out efficiently.
Exactly.
Now, what about those bass-heavy behemoths, the subwoofers?
Oh, yeah.
Are bigger subwoofers always better?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Choosing the right subwoofer really depends on your goals.
Okay.
For SPL, you want subwoofers that can handle massive power
Yeah.
and move a lot of air. Think large enclosures designed for maximum excursion.
Yeah.
But for CQ,
Yeah.
you're looking for accuracy and responsiveness in the low frequencies. It's about reproducing those bass notes with detail and precision,
Okay.
not just sheer volume.
So it's about picking the right tool for the job. Now, a component I wouldn't even have considered, wiring. Why is that so crucial in a competitive setup?
Oh, wiring is absolutely essential. It's like this. Imagine trying to power a huge sound system with thin, flimsy wires.
Okay.
It'd be like trying to drink a milkshake through a coffee straw.
Yeah.
Your system simply won't get the power it needs to perform at its best.
Gotcha.
The source material emphasizes the importance of using thick, heavy-duty wires,
Mm-hmm.
especially for power-hungry setups.
Okay.
For example, for subwoofers, you'll want at least 12-gauge wiring.
Okay.
And for other speakers, 16-gauge should do the trick.
So proper wiring is like building a strong foundation for your sound system.
Exactly.
Without it, everything else crumbles.
Need top-quality electrical wire? Baboom Baboom's got you covered. Get your 6-pack today. Each combo comes in 6 different colors and a total of 600 feet of wire. Perfect for any project, and you won't find a better price in the industry. Head over to baboombaboom.com now to snag yours. That's baboombaboom.com.
Now, something that really surprised me was the emphasis on sound deadening.
Yeah.
I always thought it was just for luxury cars, but the source material makes it sound absolutely crucial for competition.
Oh yeah, sound deadening is super important. You're making me rethink my whole approach to sound deadening in my own car.
Wow. Okay.
Road noise.
Yeah.
It isn't just annoying.
Yeah.
It can actually mask subtle details in the music.
Oh, wow.
Especially in those lower frequencies.
Interesting.
And by minimizing these distractions, you allow your system to really reveal nuances that would otherwise be lost, especially in skew.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
You're saying that sound deadening isn't just about comfort?
Right.
It's like removing a veil from the music, letting those fine details shine through. I'm starting to see how every little detail matters in this world.
Absolutely.
So we've covered the core components, but what about actually building a system? What are the key steps involved?
Well, the source material outlines 4 crucial steps.
Okay.
It starts with planning.
Right.
Then you have equipment selection.
Okay.
Then installation. And finally tuning.
Gotcha.
And each step really builds on the previous one.
Okay.
And missing even one can really sabotage your efforts.
Oh, wow. So you got to make sure you get all 4 of these steps correct.
You got it.
All right. So we've got our blueprint, planning, equipment, installation, and tuning. Let's dive into each step. What are the biggest pitfalls to watch out for during that planning phase?
Well, the first and most common mistake is not having a clear goal in mind.
Okay.
Are you aiming for that earth-shattering bass that'll win you an SPL competition?
Right.
Or are you creating a mobile concert hall for the ultimate SQ experience?
Yeah, okay.
That answer dictates everything,
Gotcha.
from the components you choose to the way you tune your system.
So know thyself and know thy goal.
Right, exactly.
Once you've got your goal locked in, what about choosing the right gear? I mean, it's got to be more than just grabbing the most expensive stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's all about synergy.
Okay.
For example, that high-end head unit with all the bells and whistles
Right.
might be overkill if your goal is pure SPL dominance.
Interesting.
But on the other hand, skimping on a quality amplifier for an SQ setup, it's like hiring a world-class chef to cook with bargain bin ingredients.
Okay.
You're just not going to get the results you want.
So matching your gear to your goals. Got it. What about the installation process? Any tips for avoiding those rookie mistakes that could make or break a competition run?
A meticulous installation is crucial.
Okay.
Think of it like surgery. Precision is key.
Gotcha.
One common mistake is not securing the head unit properly,
Okay.
which can lead to vibrations that muddy the sound.
Yeah.
Another is running power and signal cables together.
Okay.
This can introduce electrical noise, like that annoying alternator whine that can plague a system.
Right, like trying to have a conversation next to a jackhammer.
Exactly.
Clean wiring, solid foundation, check. Now let's talk about tuning. This is where it all comes together, right?
Yeah, tuning is where you transform a good system into a great one.
Okay.
It's about fine-tuning every aspect to really achieve your desired sonic signature.
Right.
A real-time analyzer, or RTA, can be a game changer here.
What's an RTE?
It visualizes the frequency response of your system,
Oh, wow.
letting you see exactly where adjustments need to be made.
So it's like having an X-ray for your sound,
Exactly.
revealing any imbalances or hidden issues. Pretty cool. What other tools or techniques do competitors use during the tuning phase?
Well, setting your amplifier gains correctly is crucial.
Yep.
Too high, and you risk clipping the signal and introducing distortion, but too low, and you're not getting the full potential out of your system.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then for that truly granular level of control,
Yeah.
a digital signal processor, or DSP, is a must-have.
Okay.
It lets you adjust crossovers, time alignment, and a bunch of other parameters with incredible precision.
Okay. I'm getting a real appreciation for the level of detail involved in tuning. But before we move on, let's rewind a bit and talk about common mistakes people make when building a competitive system.
Okay.
The source material highlights a few that can be real heartbreakers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What are some of those?
Well, one of the biggest and unfortunately most costly is mismatched power ratings.
Right.
You can easily damage your speakers by underpowering or overpowering them.
Right.
It's crucial to match your amplifier's RMS output to the power handling capacity of your speakers.
So it's about finding that perfect power balance. What other pitfalls should we be aware of?
Skimping on wiring is a classic mistake.
Okay.
Undersized wires, they restrict the flow of power,
Yeah.
leading to a weak, anemic sound, especially at high volumes.
Right.
Investing in quality heavy gauge wiring,
Okay.
like 4 AWG or larger, is essential for any serious car audio setup.
Okay. I'm making a note of that. Quality wiring. Check.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about sound deadening again. I'm curious to hear more about how it impacts the listening experience, especially in a competition setting.
It's incredible how much road noise can really affect your perception of sound quality.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to savor a delicate piano melody
Mm-hmm.
while someone's drilling in the background.
Right.
Sound deadening creates a much quieter, more controlled environment,
Okay.
allowing you to really hear those subtle details that would otherwise be masked.
You're really painting a vivid picture here. So it's not just about blocking out distractions, it's about creating a sonic sanctuary where every nuance of the music can shine through. I'm starting to understand why some competitors go all out with sound deadening, covering every inch of their car with damping materials.
Exactly. It's like tuning your car into a recording studio on wheels.
Yeah.
And, the fascinating thing is,
Go on, I can sense that you're about to dive into another passionate explanation.
well, it's not just about the technical aspects.
Okay.
Car audio competition is also about the people,
Mm-hmm.
the passion, the community that surrounds this really unique hobby.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see how people from all walks of life come together,
Yeah.
united by their love of music and their desire to create the ultimate listening experience.
That's a great point. It's easy to get caught up in the technical details, but at its heart, car audio competition is about people expressing their creativity and sharing their passion with others.
Just feel the music.
Well said. We've covered so much in this deep dive, from the nitty-gritty of wiring and sound deadening to the artistry of tuning and the passionate community that makes this hobby so special.
It's quite a world.
It is. I think we've given our listener a great starting point for their own car audio journey, whether it's tweaking their existing system or maybe taking the plunge into the competitive scene.
Absolutely. Remember, it's all about the journey, the exploration, the constant learning and refining.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to experiment, push boundaries, and most importantly, have fun along the way.
So to our listener, we leave you with this. Turn up the music, hit the road, and let your ears be your guide. The world of car audio is waiting to be explored.
Need top-quality electrical wire? Baboom Baboom's got you covered. Get your 6-pack today. Each combo comes in 6 different colors and a total of 600 feet of wire. Perfect for any project, and you won't find a better price in the industry. Head over to baboombaboom.com now to snag yours. That's baboombaboom.com.